Falcon Blues TV is sponsored by Surfshark VPN. Protect your devices for as little as £2 a month. Click on the link in the description to get up to 80% off your yearly subscription.
Welcome to Falcon Blues TV, and what a result for the Toffees last night, eh? I'm doing this now because my broadband messed up last night, so I've had no internet until this morning. So, yeah, Everton 2, Aston Villa 1 at Villa Park. What a result, considering, how the results have been for the last few weeks. The turnaround at Brentford, the turnaround today, last night. And you got to say, hats off to Sean Dyche and the team. Absolutely brilliant performance. Goals from James Garner and Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Great to see Calvert-Lewin back in the goals. I know he's come off the bench on Saturday and bagged, and he's come on and he's played today. He started and he scored, and long may that continue. I think we need to still wrap him up in cotton wool. I think it's going to be a tough season for him. We're only 6-7 games into the season now, and we're just looking more like a squad. We're looking more like a team. We're looking more like an attacking threat, which is great to see. I mean, the link-up play with the midfield and the attacking is looking a lot better. Garner, particularly with Calvert-Lewin at the weekend. And then even, with Amadou Onana, who I'm not his biggest fan. I'm probably one of his biggest critics, but he was really, really good yesterday. The ball through for Garner was similar to Garner's ball to DCL for the third on Saturday, which was great. And a little bit of head tennis between Danjuma and Onana before that was good. That kind of link-up play is what we want to see. That kind of attack and that kind of threat. And James Garner, I want to talk about really, because I think he's run the last couple of games. He's been pressing. He's passed the ball well. His movement, his tackles. It was another tackle there where he's got involved for Calvert-Lewin, where the ball spilled out. Calvert-Lewin's taken a touch, and then he's had to do all the work for the goal, but it was great. But just James Garner in general, his effort cannot be, you can't overlook it. We need to be watching this kid, and I think we need to be, getting him involved more in games like we did at Brentford, like we did last night. And I think Saturday should be an interesting game. I don't want to be putting too much emphasis on Saturday, but we need to get back to winning ways at Goodison Park, which is natural. But we need to just make sure that we're not overestimating this. It's only been a couple of wins, which are great. You know what I mean? But you know what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to be. We're now going to steamroll every team. I would like us to. I'd like us to do it to Luton, but I just think we also need to be. Let's be level-headed about it as well for Saturday. But you've got to be really pleased with the result last night. The performance was just all round excellent. Yeah, it was 2-1. Do you know what, Michael Keane? I'm not criticising him here, but it's just like if he fell into a bucket of tits, he'd come out sucking his own thumb. Do you know what I mean? He was just so unlucky with that deflection that you just got to think, fucking hell, the poor lad there, because this is going to be him. He's going to be a bit part player. He's going to be involved in League Cup games, FA Cup games, and deputising when people are out injured and whatever. But it was just like, of all the people for that frigging goal to deflect off, it was him, and it was sad to see, but it's just one of those things. But we now take on Burnley towards the end of October, last week of October. It'll be the 30th onwards at Goodison. So they all started calling it the Sean Dyche derby and stuff like that. Nah, fuck that noise. It's just Everton v Burnley now. If anything, it's the Tarkowski derby as well, and the McNeil derby. You know what I mean? Fuck off. But yeah, Burnley, in a similar situation to Everton, can't buy a win, struggling for goals, struggling to win. So it should be an interesting game. But I think by then, Everton will have picked up points at home, points on the road. And we'll probably be in a little bit more of a more comfortable position when we play Burnley, and that'll give us a little bit more impetus to go on and hopefully win that and get us through to the next round. And yeah, I don't want to talk too much about it. I always say I don't want to talk too much about it, but I'll just talk for 5 minutes. We're playing really well. We got two games there away from home. When was the last time that happened? Where we won 2 away on the spin? I can't remember. I barely remember the last time we went away after time, because our away form is that bad. But I'm just made up for the travelling fans of the last 2 games, Brentford and last night at Villa Park. They travel the length and breadth, and they put up with shit. And today was their just rewards. You know, they're reaping the rewards now, and hopefully long may that continue away from home. But we've now got to start concentrating on getting the result at Goodison Park, and that's the big one. So, yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure you're liking and subscribing to the channel. Make sure you're following us on TikTok, on Twitter, on Facebook, and everywhere else. But yeah, till then, up the fucking toffees. See you at Luton.